Good afternoon, everyone. This is Meilan from Belgian Chinese Tea Culture Association. In 2004, when I first met Ivo and his friends Vivian and Andre, Andre actually wore a Chinese tangzhuang, the Chinese clothes, came for a tea ceremony. So I was very touched. So I said to him, "It's really very nice. I really feel very good that he came for tea ceremony, Chinese tea ceremony with Chinese clothes." Andre introduced himself as a student from the Taoist Institute in Antwerp. Okay, in Antwerp there is a very good teachers, Dan van Kampen. Okay, and they learned the Taoism with him. So all of a sudden, Andre said, the Tao Te Ching is very difficult. I said, why is it difficult? He said, the Wu is difficult. Without thinking, I just said to him, Wu Wei is difficult. Wu Wei means act not, without acting. Okay, act not, Wu Wei is difficult because the me egoism is too big. Then the Wu Wei is difficult. Once you reach Wu Wo, that's me. Wo, that's me, I. Wu is again without. Then if you can reach that level, and the Wu Wei is not difficult at all. And of course Andre, Vivian and Ivo look at me with a puzzled look. As a matter of fact, a lot of people will talk about Wu Wei, Wu Wei, Wu Wei. But what is Wu Wei? Wu Wei, without acting does not mean you don't act. You know, when I was a kid, I also thought it's very pessimistic. That means you don't do anything. Gradually, when I start to learn more about Tao Te Ching, when I reflect more about the wisdom in the Tao Te Ching written by Lao Tzu, and I realized that actually it's a very proactive attitude of trusting others, empowering others. But before you're trusting others and empowering your others, you first have to learn to let your egos go. Okay? So that was the original concept about Wu Wo. Let down your egoism, and you see the universe value between you and others. That's mean equality. Okay, you don't see differences because in your mind is indifferent mindset. So Wu Wo tea ceremony actually was invented by CEO from Tianren Tea Company in Taiwan. And Mr. Tsai just simply said, okay, how can we incorporate this simple but complex Taoist philosophy and the Buddhism wisdoms and also Confucius teachings in one simple tea ceremony. The whole idea is to let the egoism go, treat each other with equality, and when you prepare a tea, you don't have a comparative mindset. So in the Wu Wo tea ceremony, okay, later I will gradually introduce the Wu Wo tea ceremony, because before you start to say, I'm going to practice Wu Wo tea ceremony, you probably have to give yourself some time and chance to practice the simple way of preparing tea. There's no simpler than this one already. As you can see that normally the Wu Wo tea ceremony, we don't use fair serving cup. And there's no cha hai. There's a tray, indeed. If you want, you can have a teaspoon and a tea feeder in there, or put a small tea jar. Because you only have 30 centimeters by 30 centimeter and the 6 centimeter deep environment in the backpack, you can pack everything in there. So you have to understand everything you take, try to be mini as possible. So often that we use is a gaiwan. or simple one. Or if you want to use a small teapot, of course that can. And then also this, you have to prepare 4 teacups. Do you need to have a cup tray? It's up to you. You have a small cloth as your tea table. There is no water cooker. You're going to bring 1 liter water. So the whole concept is simple, not much. Okay, nothing something fancy. But before we do that, we first learned how to prepare a cup of tea, and then of course in the exercise room we will say, okay, you can use this one, because in the Wu tea ceremony, not about just making a cup of tea, it's about good manner, tranquility in body and mind, and in terms of translate the flavor and taste into tea. Today I use the tea is organic black tea from Sichuan. It has a very beautiful name. It's called Father's tea, Baba tea. Yes, you heard me right, father. Okay, because it is the father tea. Actually, is the 3rd picking. The first picking was the mother, because the young tip, okay, the young bud is the mother, and then you take the young bud with 1 leaf or maximum 2 leaves. That's the children. And then the 3rd leaf, and with a little bit branch, the stem, it is called the father's tea. So the father tea is roasted black tea. Because we don't use the cha one, okay, you can see that today I also, in order to practice this one, we take everything is a small size. Okay, there's nothing fancy. You don't have to prepare something fancy. It's not about you. It's not about how fancy you can put up a tea ceremony. It's not about how great the quality tea you use. It's a morale, it's the philosophy in living to yourself first. Before we let the ego goes. Okay, for example, if I want to let something go, I have to learn to take it up and deal with it, face it, deal with it, and then I can decide what to let go and how to let go. It is very easy to say it takes time to practice, because this is like a meditation that you are going to have with yourself through a cup of tea. Normally, once you know the procedures, it's a silent moment, okay? No dialogue. In the whole exercise, in the whole tea ceremony event, no dialogue. There's no eye contact. Just you with your tea. Once you put the tea leaves in the warm teaware, okay, give yourself some time to do the exercise, the inhale, exhale, the breathing exercise. You can try to measure how long with it, how many breathing it takes for you to reach 1 minute. So the father tea looks rough, but the father has a loving heart, okay, because he supports the entire family. So the mother tea and the baby tea are green tea, and father tea is a black tea. Normally, the first infusions, if you like the stronger flavor and taste, you can steep it in for about 2 minutes. Try go lower than 3 minutes, because if you go 3 minutes, you give enough time for the caffeine to be dissolved in the water. Then you put it in 4 cups. And then we start to serve. Okay, the tea serving I will explain the next time. But remember, the left-hand side always to the guests. The first one, and your cup is the right side, the last cup. That's for yourself. Again, no eye contact with your guest. Just all of you start to enjoy a cup of tea, that's all. The flavor of this father tea is very sweet, with a caramel sweetness like a sugar, dark sugar. And no bitterness, but have a very profound impact to the side of a glands and give me the full mouth of flavor in my mouth. When you, in case the guest finished, and you just invite the guest to put the tea cups close to you. Okay, you don't take the cup directly from your guest. Okay, and then you move it over here, close as possible, so you're relaxed. Put the tea there, and put it back where he lay down the tea tray. That indicate when we respect each other, we have to give space to each other, okay? The whole event is like a meditation. There's only one thing you have is you and tea, and you experience how the flavor and taste evolve, transform in your mouth, and you have just completely calm and quiet. Okay, so this is the first step about Wu tea ceremony. Wu tea ceremony is about let your ego goes. So it's not about what kind of tea you choose. You can choose the one either you don't like or the one you like. It doesn't matter, because the tea is not the main things we're going to judge. It's not the tea evaluation event. It's a heart-to-heart event. It's a heart with other people. It's a heart with yourself. Okay? It is a moment of Zen. Moment of living with yourself. So that is all the concept about Wu Wo. Is to let your ego goes away, but first is deal with it, face it and deal with it, and willing to calming down, focus on only one thing, not two or three, only one thing is tea going down, and you starting from the center going down. That's it.